Hi, I'm Lawson. I have a blog on WordPress, Uncle Lawson Wallace's Desk. I, I'm a contributor to digitalamendment.com. I have a YouTube channel, and I still have posts on Medium. I, li- I find health and science stories really kind of interesting, and I have kind of a morbid sense of humor at times. And, if we want to admit it or not, but death is fascinating to people. And I came across this thing. I was looking for something, and there's this phenomenon where, there's a ward in a hospital on the floor, and the patient will would have died. Say a patient dies. Well, it changes the whole atmosphere of the patient of the staff on the floor and people in the waiting areas and stuff. And they don't even know what's going on. They don't even understand it's not even a conscious thing necessarily. They become more belligerent, snappy, more aggressive, more tense. Everybody's on becomes on edge, and they don't know why they're doing it. They don't understand. It's a visceral. It's on a visceral level. It's just like wild animals have been observed. An animal would be lying dead somewhere. Animal would be walking nearby, and and with, and they'll start moving faster, and they'll bare their teeth or whatever, and they're looking for something bad to happen. Well, there's a reason for that. It, when a person dies and the decay starts, they release a chemical called putrescence. And I had to go on, I kept misspelling it. I had to go back to my blog where I first wrote this story and edit it. I just did that because for some reason my mind couldn't spell it and type it right, and I kept mispronouncing it. So I had to go to YouTube several times and finally get it right. And I think I got it typed right. But anyway, I digress. But anyway, and what this and what scientists believe is this chemical that's released. It's like it's a chemical compound. Putrescence is a chemical compound produced as the body decays, and what it is it's a protection for other animals, and they don't even and you don't always smell it. You don't smell it. It it affects your subconscious, and it's a protect. It's a way that nature protects other animals from getting from getting hunted or hurt in a snare, meeting the same fate as that dead animal. Gives them a little more time, and the same thing like in hospital rooms, in wards or whatever they're called. Doctors and patients and people with um, someone dies and this chemical is released, and then everybody gets on edge, people get a little more aggressive. The probably arguments and fights break out on suddenly, and that's because this chemical is released from this person's body. And it reminds me of the night I was working as a security guard at the low income housing complex in St. Petersburg, Florida. I was walking the halls one night. I was on the midnight shift. And I just got this fleeting odor. It was there and it was gone. But it kind of made the hair on the back of my neck stand out. Kind of creeped me out for a second. But then it was just like it was just ephemeral. It's just there and it was gone. And I forgot about it. I didn't even think about it until we found the body in the room in his apartment several days later. And it's just interesting. We don't know. There's so much about the mind and the body we don't understand, and it's just interesting that nature has built all these things in to protect people and protect animals and make us aware of threats and stuff. So it's called Putrescence. Did I pronounce it right? And you can find information about it on YouTube and stuff like that. Like I said, I went to YouTube to learn how to pronounce it right. I'm still getting tongue tied, probably because I need to go to bed. So if you think, like I said, Uncle Lawson Wallace's desk. I write a lot about science and medicine and psychology and stuff. Things that because that stuff interests me. So check out my free blog and let me know what you think. I'll talk to y'all again.